Niccolo Machiavelli, master of power strategies, taught that true control lies in the ability to command situations and emotions with intelligence and coldness, something few people understand when it comes to attraction. The forbidden secret he left behind is simple yet striking. Real power doesn't come from seeking approval or showing too much, but from awakening genuine interest through inner strength and mystery. This is not some cheap manipulation tactic, but an ancient philosophy that revolutionizes the game of seduction, a form of art that women find irresistible because it is authentic and magnetic. The reason why a woman often ignores one man and chases after another is deeply rooted in this difference. She dismisses those who give everything away up front, who beg for attention and approval, and is drawn to the few who maintain high standards, an aura of exclusivity, and a sense of challenge. Being part of this elite group takes more than just good conversation. It requires building an unshakable profile, where your emotions are in check and your worth isn't defined by her response, but by an internal certainty of your own power. Most men fail precisely at this point. They give themselves away, show anxiety and emotional dependency, destroying any potential for attraction. True strength, according to Machiavelli's teachings, lies in being unpredictable, in mastering your emotional state, and at the same time, in leaving a mysterious aura that makes her want to discover who you really are. This creates a powerful, mental connection that goes far beyond the physical and mere presence, making you unforgettable without ever needing to chase. In the steps ahead, we'll explore how the power of not chasing, when combined with calm and patience, activates a psychological mechanism that values scarcity and self-sufficiency, turning you into a true magnet of desire. But first, reflect. Are you ready to step out of the common game and take the role of the man she will never forget? The journey to this transformation begins with a decision, and in the end, that will be your greatest victory. Often the most corrosive question is, why does she ignore you, but seem to chase after someone else? The answer lies in the psychology behind desire and selection. Women, like anyone else, have a natural instinct to choose not just whoever is available, but whoever represents unique and exclusive value. They quickly discard those who seem too common, overly accessible or predictable, and reserve their attention for the few who spark something special, whether through posture, mystery, or a self-sufficient aura. That's the key to understanding how to enter this exclusive group. Comparison is inevitable, and that's exactly why many men lose without realizing it. When she ignores you, she's actually assessing what you convey in contrast to others. Exclusivity is built through contrast. The man who maintains his value even in the face of rejection, who doesn't beg for attention, and who knows how to be selective. This creates a kind of mental game where you become the prize, someone not within everyone's reach, and that perception triggers genuine curiosity and interest. To be part of this select group, it's essential to understand that just being present isn't enough. You must radiate power and emotional stability. This means being the one who doesn't panic over silence, who doesn't chase after answers, and who masters the art of being reserved just enough, always leaving something to be discovered. This attitude elevates your value in the game of attraction because she starts seeing you as a man who's not just another one, but someone who genuinely deserves her time and attention. Understanding this dynamic, you begin to realize that attraction isn't about insistence, but about positioning. The goal is not to chase, but to be the one who, even from a distance, leaves a unique and unforgettable mark. And this distinction, so rarely seen by most, is what separates ordinary men from those who truly attract and make her chase you, not the other way around. One of the biggest mistakes 9 out of 10 men make, and which instantly kills a woman's interest, is the desperate need for approval. This behavior, often unconscious, stems from insecurity and the need to be accepted at any cost. By constantly seeking her validation, a man sends a clear message. He is emotionally dependent on her judgment, making himself vulnerable and predictable. Exactly the opposite of what creates attraction. When you chase approval, you lose control of your own narrative. Instead of leading the interaction, you become a spectator, reacting to her moods and demands. This desperate posture is interpreted as a lack of confidence, and confidence, as we know, is the foundation of desire. The result? Her interest fades quickly, because the game of attraction is not about pleasing, but about being authentic and maintaining your value no matter what she thinks. Furthermore, this craving for instant acceptance makes a man reveal much too soon, exposing vulnerabilities and emotions that should be revealed at the right time. The mystery disappears, authority vanishes, and with it, the woman loses the natural urge to want more, to seek more. When you remain grounded, don't beg for attention or answers. You create space for her interest to grow, fueled by curiosity and respect. This mistake, so common and so destructive, can be avoided with simple attitude shifts that put you back in control. Learning to master your emotions, to value your own time, and to act with detachment is what makes all the difference. Deep down, women are attracted to men who don't need to prove anything to anyone. Men who are the prize, not the pursuer. And that begins with abandoning the insane chase for approval. Becoming that unshakable and mysterious man that she simply can't get out of her head is an art that few master, but it generates real and irresistible power. The secret lies in controlling your emotions, avoiding any situation that shakes your calm or drives you to desperation. When you hold this posture, you send a clear message. You own yourself, you're above the drama, and because of that, you become a magnetic and intriguing presence. Mystery is what fuels ongoing desire. When you reveal everything at once, you lose the charm. When you become predictable, you lose authority. Being unpredictable is one of the pillars of this power. Small gestures, subtle behavioral shifts, a controlled dose of surprise. All of these keep her interest alive and make her want to uncover what's behind your calm demeanor. The aura of mystery creates a space where her curiosity grows, turning you into the center of attention. Furthermore, controlling your emotions doesn't mean being cold or distant. It means having the ability to choose how you respond. Desperation is poison in any relationship. It repels, kills desire, and exposes weakness. The unshakable man knows his worth doesn't depend on external approval. His inner balance is his greatest strength. This silent confidence makes her feel both challenged and drawn to you, as if you were a mystery she longs to solve. A mystery she can never fully understand. In the end, this blend of mystery, emotional control, and unpredictability places you in a position of authority in the game of attraction. You stop being just another guy and become someone unforgettable, someone with a powerful presence and natural magnetism. That's the energy that makes her think about you constantly, even when you're not around, and because deep down, she's not looking for a perfect man, but for one who is mysterious and unshakable, someone who sparks both desire and respect. There's a secret power that few men truly understand, the power of not chasing. This mindset, which might seem counterintuitive to those used to trying desperately to win someone over, is actually one of the most effective strategies for creating attraction and desire. The reason lies deep within human behavior, specifically in how the brain values what is scarce and self-sufficient. Our brains respond in a special way to things that seem rare, hard to get, or independent. It's a matter of evolutionary survival and efficiency. When something is scarce, the brain automatically assigns it greater value because rarity often means importance or benefit. In the context of attraction, a man who isn't always available, who doesn't chase, is seen as someone who has options, someone who doesn't rely on another's approval or affection to feel complete. That creates an irresistible aura of self-sufficiency. This self-sufficiency activates a powerful psychological trigger, the desire for what is not easily attainable. When you don't chase, you create the space for her to feel the need to pursue. It's a dynamic where scarcity and independence amplify your value. Unlike the overly available man, who sends the message that he's easy to win over, the man who maintains his value and doesn't bend for attention naturally becomes more attractive in a deep and lasting way. So the real power isn't in pursuing, it's in becoming a man who has control over his emotions and his life, a man who knows his worth doesn't depend on a woman's approval. This scientific and strategic posture gives you an edge, because it's exactly that combination of scarcity and self-sufficiency that makes you stand out and become truly irresistible. Knowing how to respond to provocation without losing control is a skill that separates ordinary men from true masters of attraction. When someone tries to stir your emotions, the natural instinct is to react defensively, with anger or impatience. But that's precisely the reaction that kills interest. Real power lies in staying calm, thinking before you act, and using the moment to demonstrate maturity and confidence. Picture a common scenario. She subtly provokes you, questioning your interest or suggesting she's not that into you. Instead of panicking, arguing, or trying to convince her, you simply smile, keep your tone relaxed, and respond with something unexpected, like a clever joke or a thought-provoking question. If she says, "You seem kind of distant today," you could smile and reply, "Maybe I'm just saving energy to surprise you when you least expect it." This kind of response avoids conflict and creates a sense of mystery and composure. This strategic calm shows you're not impulsive or easily shaken, and it makes her see you as strong and self-assured, the hero of the story. While many men lose their cool and ruin their chances, the one who masters this art turns provocation into connection, sparking curiosity and respect. The contrast between her aggressive tease and your smart response makes you stand out and be remembered. Ultimately, the secret isn't playing the game of approval or desperation. It's playing on a higher level, the level of calm, emotional intelligence and self-confidence. When you flip the script like this, her interest doesn't just stay on, it grows. And you become the man she truly wants by her side. Mystery is one of the most powerful elements in the art of attraction, and knowing how to use it can completely transform the way a woman perceives you. When a man reveals everything about himself, right away, he loses the charm and curiosity that keep interest alive. The secret lies in maintaining an aura of mystery, dropping just enough clues to make her want to know more, creating a subtle and irresistible addiction to your true essence. Imagine that instead of exposing your life, your thoughts, and your feelings right from the start, you share only what's necessary. A mysterious smile here, a phrase that suggests more than it reveals there. This posture creates a natural suspense, a silent invitation for her to come closer, ask questions, and get emotionally involved as she tries to figure out who you really are. Mystery activates desire and keeps the connection alive, because no one can resist what they cannot fully understand. This game of revealing and hiding generates a unique dynamic, where the power lies in controlling the pace of closeness and the depth of the connection. She feels there's something special about you, something that's not ordinary, and that sparks genuine interest. Being mysterious doesn't mean being fake, but rather choosing wisely what to share and when, always keeping a touch of unpredictability that leaves her wanting more. By mastering mystery, you not only become unforgettable, you also place yourself in a position of authority and desire. She doesn't just want a man. She wants the man who knows how to be enigmatic, who maintains control of his emotions, and who effortlessly keeps her captivated by that fascination that only the true power of mystery can create. There's a surprising truth that many men ignore. Being constantly available to a woman in an attempt to show interest can actually be what drives her away. Extreme availability, as much as it may seem like a gesture of devotion, ends up killing desire. This happens because the human brain values what is scarce and hard to obtain. When you're always there, anytime, and without any other priorities, you lose the status of something valuable and become just another too easy option to be truly desired. When a man becomes overly accessible, he unconsciously signals that he has no other passions, goals, or a life full of purpose. This creates a sense of low value, because women naturally seek partners who have a sense of mission and self-sufficiency, someone who doesn't have to try too hard to claim his place in the world. That's why being busy and showing it authentically becomes the greatest weapon for creating true attraction. Being busy doesn't mean ignoring or disrespecting. It means having clear priorities that reflect your ambition, self-confidence, and emotional independence. This behavior creates a powerful effect. You become someone who doesn't chase, who has a full and interesting life, and who therefore deserves to be valued. She starts to desire the man who isn't easily available because she knows that earning his attention is a challenge worth pursuing. In the game of attraction, less is more, and being selective with your availability strengthens your personal power. By balancing your time and attention, you stimulate desire and curiosity, making her come to you wanting to connect, instead of simply expecting you to always be there. This is the key to not being ignored, but rather to being the man she just can't get out of her head. Living a purpose-driven life isn't just a bonus, it's what truly transforms a man into a magnet of desire. When you have a clear mission, a burning ambition inside you, and a direction guiding your actions, you radiate a powerful and irresistible energy. That inner strength doesn't go unnoticed. It naturally attracts those who seek authenticity, strength, and emotional security, qualities that spark admiration and genuine interest. Women, whether consciously or not, are drawn to a winner, someone who is in control of his life and doesn't rely on anyone else emotionally to feel complete. They sense that vibration of self-confidence and purpose as an invitation to share a journey of growth and achievement. On the other hand, a man who is adrift, constantly seeking validation and emotionally dependent, becomes unattractive. He's seen as carrying an emotional beggar energy, and no one wants to be in a position of constantly having to rescue or take care of someone. The difference between being desired and being ignored lies in how you value yourself and channel your focus towards something greater than fleeting relationships. When your life has meaning and you pursue your dreams with discipline and passion, you stop being just another face in the crowd. You become unique, someone who commands his own destiny and inspires those around him. That power born from purpose also forms the foundation for building healthy, balanced, and lasting relationships, where the connection is not based on neediness, but on mutual respect, admiration, and genuine exchange. In this way, your personal value increases, and attraction becomes a natural consequence of who you are and the path you've chosen to follow. Seeking female validation is a dangerous trap that destroys any man's personal power. And unfortunately, it's one of the most common mistakes men make without even realizing it. When you treat a woman's attention and approval as the measure of your worth, you become vulnerable, dependent, and lose control over your own life. This emotional dependence not only dims your light, but also repels respect and genuine interest, because no one wants to be with someone who can't stand on his own. The pain of constantly chasing validation runs deep. It creates anxiety, insecurity, and a vicious cycle of failed attempts that only feed the fear of rejection and abandonment. The energy you emit when you're desperate to please is tangible, and it acts as an invisible barrier to attraction because power and desire flourish in self-confidence, not in neediness. The truth is, the more you chase to prove your worth, the more she senses that you're not the strong, grounded man she's looking for. But the good news is that the way out of this emotional prison is within reach, and it begins with a simple decision. Stop seeking external approval and start validating yourself from within. That means getting to know yourself, respecting who you are, and taking full responsibility for your happiness, regardless of who stays or walks away. When you reclaim your power, your energy shifts, your presence changes, and you begin to attract naturally, without begging for attention. This newfound freedom is the path to mastering the game of attraction in a real and powerful way. It makes you the protagonist of your own story, where the prize is not others' approval, but the unshakable certainty of your own worth. And that is the transformation that separates ordinary men from those who leave lasting marks on the hearts and minds of the women they encounter. In the game of attraction, predictability is desire's #1 enemy. When everything you do becomes routine, she starts to lose interest, because the human brain is naturally drawn to what is new and unexpected. The key to becoming unforgettable lies in breaking subtle patterns by changing small details that create an aura of mystery and unpredictability, always leaving her wanting more. It's not about being fake, but about keeping a dynamic flow that avoids monotony. A practical tip is to vary the way you communicate. Sometimes be direct, other times a bit more enigmatic, alternate between moments of deep connection and moments of strategic silence. Use your tone of voice, your gaze, and even the way you send messages to create small surprises, an unexpected invitation to something different, a comment that shows you've been thinking about her, but without overdoing the frequency. These subtle shifts keep the spark alive and awaken that natural curiosity we all have for the unknown. Another strategy is to explore diverse activities and topics when you're together or talking, steering clear of the same stories or places. Try sharing a new passion, suggesting something out of the ordinary, or even showing a different side of yourself. This contrast grabs attention and reinforces your uniqueness. The secret lies in being consistent in your essence, but flexible in your expression, making every interaction a unique moment full of nuances. In the end, unpredictability creates a powerful effect. She starts thinking about you at the most unexpected times, caught in the desire to figure out who you really are. And that suspense is the fuel that keeps the fire of attraction burning much longer. Become that man she can never quite predict, but always wants to discover. Want to know how to master this art naturally and confidently? Let's move on to the next step. Patience and detachment are two powerful tools that many men underestimate in the game of attraction. While most chase desperately, showing anxiety and neediness, the man who masters calm and detachment wins with far more ease and authenticity. True power lies in not giving in to fleeting emotions and keeping control over yourself, knowing that rushing only pushes away those who should be closer. When you show calmness, she sees that you have your own life, your own values, and that you don't need her to feel complete. This state of balance is magnetic because it commands both respect and desire. People don't crave what's too easy, they crave what's valuable and worth the effort. Detachment, therefore, is not a lack of interest, but the confidence that you are the prize, and that she has to earn your attention and presence. Moreover, patience allows you to read her real signals, avoiding false assumptions or impulsive decisions that could ruin any potential connection. It's in this active waiting, where you remain present and grounded without looking desperate, that the game flips. She starts chasing you, intrigued and wanting to understand your apparent distance. The power of attraction multiplies precisely because you're not chasing, you're standing firm. So mastering the game effortlessly means learning to value your time and energy, using detachment and patience as forms of emotional leadership. When you carry yourself this way, you naturally become the man she wants to win over, because the pursuit and interest shift to her. That's a clear sign you're on the right path. Want to know the final test to confirm you're ready for this transformation? Let's take the decisive step. The time has come for the final test. Are you truly ready to become the man she'll never forget? This goes beyond techniques or strategies. It's about making a deep decision that transcends the game of seduction. It's about taking full control of your life and positioning yourself as the prize, not someone chasing desperately for approval. This shift requires courage, self-awareness, and above all, action. You've already seen how being mysterious, detached and purpose-driven completely transforms the dynamic between you and women. But now it's time to apply all of this consistently, confronting your fears, your insecurities, and the need for validation that has always held you back. Ask yourself, are you willing to let go of old habits that keep you stuck in the role of the pursuer and become the kind of man who naturally attracts, effortlessly and without cheap games? The challenge I offer is simple yet powerful. Start today by living authentically, prioritizing your personal growth, emotional balance, and greater purpose. Show yourself and the world that you are a man of value, someone who doesn't settle for crumbs or accept less than he deserves. When you take on this mindset, you don't just win hearts, you become unforgettable. A true prize. A man she will desire and respect for life. The decision is in your hands. Stay on the path of dependence and constant need for approval, or take the definitive step toward the real power of attraction. Are you ready to be that man? To take control and flip the script once and for all? If your answer is yes, then you're already on the path to changing your story forever. Now it's up to you.